Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94, back with another reaction video. And today we finna react to the best teams ever if all players were in their prime. Ooh. If all players were in their prime, I'd probably say that 2004 Lakers team would be dangerous. A prime Gary Payton, a prime Karl Malone, and then you put Shaq back in the you put Shaq back at 1997. His 1997 to 2000s form. And you can leave Kobe where he at, because pretty much Kobe is where he's supposed to be. Ooh. Yeah, they going crazy, bro. That 04 Lakers team going crazy, bro. That ain't a 4-peat. That's not a 3-peat. That's not a 4-peat. That's a 9-peat at best. I'm trying to think any other teams of players being in their prime. That Boston Celtics team would definitely be a problem if all of them were in a prime. You put Paul Pierce back in his 02 to 2008. Put Paul Pierce between his 2002 2008. Kevin Garnett from like 1998 till 2005. Ray Allen, pretty much from the start of his career till 2006. Oh Lord, that Boston Celtics team is going crazy as well. Yes, a lot of super teams. But anyway, so without further ado, let's get right into this.
So on my channel, I'm closing in on 200,000 subscribers, which means that I'm getting my video ready to answer 200 questions from my subscribers.
Hey, yo.
One of the questions that I received over and over again is which team was the greatest basketball.
Oh, this team would have been dangerous. Ooh, this team would have been dangerous. Russell Westbrook, MVP Russell Westbrook, 2017 Kawhi before the Zaza Pachulia thing. 2016 to 2018 James Harden, and Paul George before the leg injury. Oh, Jesus. This Clippers team running up the score on them championships.
Team of all time if every player on the roster was in their prime. Seeing that this was a really fun question and that I really needed time to flesh out my thoughts, I figured I'd give this one its own individual video. So these are the top 16 teams in NBA history, in my opinion, if all the players involved were in their prime. The reason I picked 16 is pretty simple, because at some point I might like to run a playoff simulation in NBA 2K.
That's
Let
tough.
me know, and me and my editor will get it ready. Starting off with number 16, the 06 to 07 Miami Heat. The hypothetical starting lineup would be Gary Payton, who was a Defensive Player of the Year winner and a 20 points per game scorer in his prime. You have Dwayne Wade, who was a great defensive player as well and a 30 points per game scorer. You had Eddie Jones, who was a perennial all-star, Antoine Walker, who was a great 3-point shooter and a scorer.
Was Eddie Jones on this team? I don't remember Eddie Jones being on this team. Did Eddie Jones come back in 07? I don't remember Eddie Jones coming back. I remember Eddie Jones still being in Memphis. I don't remember Eddie Jones coming back in 07. Then again, I might be tripping. I don't know, but I don't think he came back. But Antoine Walker, most definitely.
Or in his own right, and you have a prime Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, you
who
win.
was the most dominant.
Yeah, you going on a 3-peat with this team.
player in modern NBA history. Some of the noteworthy players who would be coming off the bench.
Yeah, you definitely you getting a 4P. I forgot Alonzo was on this team. You got prime Alonzo Mourning. Oh, you getting a that's a 4P right there. You getting at least 4 championships in a row with this team.
Would be Alonzo Mourning, who was an elite two-way player in his own right, and Jason Williams, who was a solid playmaker and a highlight machine. Number 15, the 2021 to 2022 Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh, this stacked ass team. Let's see. We had Russ, Melo, Rondo, Dwight Howard, LeBron, AD, DeAndre Jordan. Oh my goodness. On paper, that team looked crazy. Damn. And you had Trevor Ariza too. God damn. The bench would have been on point. The starters would have been on point. Yeah, you ain't stopping this team, bro. Yeah, I'll say this much. Lakers, y'all would have had one right here. To LA, the LA Laker fans, y'all would have had one right here.
It's hard to say whether or not these guys would have on-court chemistry if they all were in their primes, but without question, they would be incredibly talented. You have Russell Westbrook in his triple-double 30 points per game form. You have Carmelo Anthony, probably from his days as a Denver Nugget.
Most definitely.
You have LeBron James, who is going to be in his impressive 2013 Miami form. Then there's Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard, which will make them one of the greatest interior defenses of all time.
No, they'll be just the best defensive team all time. I don't see nobody in the West getting past that. The Dwight Howard and Anthony Davis is too much, bro. That is too much, bro. Because Anthony Davis can play on-ball defense. That's what makes him dangerous. And even if you get past him, you got to deal with Dwight in the paint. And prime Dwight, he's sending your shit to the rafters, bro. He's sending your shit to like the 5th or 6th row, bro.
That's just the starting unit. Coming off the bench.
I forgot they had Isaiah Thomas for a little bit. Yeah, prime Rondo, you not doing nothing with prime Rondo. Then again, they point guard play is terrible because Rondo and Russ can't shoot. And Isaiah Thomas can't play defense. So plus he like 5'10", so that really don't help. So your point guards are the weak points. So if you going up against like a lead guard like a Steph, he might give y'all 50. DeAndre Jordan in his Clippers days, most definitely. That's too much defense, bro. That's too much defense, bro. On your big man side, that's too much defense. You got Trevor Ariza too, who's like a Andre Iguodala type of player. Yeah, bro. That's too much defense. That's too much content. Yeah, this unfair. This would be unfair.
Prime Rajon Rondo, Isaiah Thomas, DeAndre Jordan, and Trevor Ariza. Number 14, the 98 to 99 Los Angeles Lakers.
Really?
The starting lineup would be Derek Fisher, Kobe Bryant, Glenn Rice.
Oh, that's why, because Rodman and Glenn Rice. Okay, I understand now. I was like, really? But it's like, oh, okay, it makes sense now. Glenn Rice, most definitely. You put Glenn Rice and Kobe right there, 3-point. It's a 3-point barrage between these two. Glenn Rice is lighting teams up, bro. And Kobe doing what he gonna do. Shit, it's a wrap. Dennis Rodman, antagonizing motherfuckers on the boards. Defense, yeah, you pretty much good from there. And all Shaq got to do is just be there. Dennis Rodman gonna do all the dirty work. Shaq just gotta be in the paint. Throw the ball down to the big fella. Boom. Let's get it popping.
Dennis Rodman and Shaquille O'Neal. Some of the more noteworthy players to come off the bench would be one of the most clutch shooters of all time, Robert Horry.
But to be fair, he was already in his prime. Robert Horry was still young around that time. Robert Horry didn't get old till like 05.
Eddie Jones and Eldon Campbell. Number 13, the 1979 to 1980 Boston Celtics. The starting lineup would be Nate Tiny Archibald, Pistol Pete Maravich.
Damn, Pistol Pete Maravich. God damn. Oh, this team loaded. Oh, yeah, this team loaded, bro. This ain't a fair team. Pistol Pete, Nate Archibald. Larry Bird. Yeah, this team kind of loaded, bro. This team be unfair, bro. Imagine Pistol Pete throwing dimes, crossing niggas up and throwing dimes to Larry, bro, in his prime. With Nate Archibald, who can give you about a good 20 to 25, bro. That ain't fair, bro. This is an unfair roster right here. Yeah.
Cedric Cornbread Maxwell, Larry Bird, and Dave Cowens. 4 of these guys were either MVP winners or MVP finalists. The only guy who wasn't was Cedric Maxwell, but he was also a Finals MVP winner. One of the more noteworthy players to come off the bench would be ML Carr. Number 12, the 2012 to 2013 Los Angeles Lakers.
Alright, so we taking Kobe back to like 06. Let's take Kobe back to 06. Dwight, we gonna put him into his 2009 form. Why is Steve Blake in this photo? Steve Nash, we gonna put him back in his 04-05 form, and Ron Artest, we gonna put him, well, Metta World Peace, we gonna turn him back into Ron Artest. So we gonna go back to his 03-04 form, or yeah, his 03-04 form.
Lakers. At that point in time, Steve Nash was nowhere close to his prime, as he was approaching the age of 40 and was having plenty of back problems. But this time, he'd be the floor general in his peak form. Alongside of him would be a peak Kobe Bryant, Ron Artest in his Defensive Player of the Year form in Indiana, and Dwight Howard, who would be just as good as he was in Orlando well before the back surgery. One of the more noteworthy players to come off the bench would be Antawn Jamison.
Antawn Jamison
who was
be tough.
One of the best scorers in the league during the early 2000s. Number 11.
Hold on. But what about Pau Gasol, though? The disrespect to Pau Gasol is crazy.
1985 to 1986 Boston Celtics. The starting lineup would be Danny Ainge, Dennis Johnson, Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, and instead of Robert Parrish, it would be a prime Bill Walton. It's also worth considering that Dennis Johnson gets a significant boost, as he would be in his Finals MVP form from his Seattle Supersonics days. Robert Parrish is obviously the one coming off the bench, as he was a great defensive player and a 20 points per game scorer. Number 10, the 17 to 18 Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, this team is way too fucking loaded. Let's see here. Miami Heat LeBron, 06 Wade, 2010, 2011 Kevin Love. Kyle Korver, we'll say a 2000 version of, we'll say Utah Jazz Kyle Korver. That was probably his best years. J.R. Smith, we can go back to like 2013. Iman Shumpert, once again, 2013, 2012, 2013, 2017, 2015, that's 2017, Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder. We could take him back to like 2016. Jeff Green, take him back to like 2012, 2013. Jose Calderon, you could take him back to the 2000s. Channing Frye, I say his Phoenix Suns days when he was young. So that would be yeah. This team wouldn't be the best defensive team. You would definitely have to rely on Dwayne Wade and a prime Derrick Rose, MVP Derrick Rose, and Jay Crowder and Jeff Green for defense, and Iman Shumpert for defense. But outside of that, and rim protection gonna be terrible. Rim protection is gonna be terrible because Kevin Love ain't doing nothing for you. Tristan Thompson ain't doing nothing for you. Channing Frye is definitely not doing nothing for you. Rim protection is terrible, but offensively though, Derrick Rose, D Wade, LeBron, yeah, it's a wrap, bro. Offensively, it's a wrap. That three-headed monster is
alone. Point guard would be Derrick Rose, who would be in his young MVP form. Then you have Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Kevin Love. And people forget that Love was one of the league's top scorers and the game's top rebounder while he was in Minnesota. Tristan Thompson finishes out the starting 5. Some of the noteworthy players to come off the bench would be Kyle Korver and J.R. Smith. Number 9. The 1971 to 1972 Los Angeles Lakers. This is the team that famously won an NBA record 33 straight regular season games,
Damn.
and won 69 games in total before they went on to win the NBA championship. With that being said, most of the players involved were not in their prime. Jerry West was as good as ever, and so was Gil Goodrich. But at the 3 spot, this was the final season of Elgin Baylor's career, and he didn't even make it through the first half of the regular season. Then you have Happy Hairston, and now a prime Wilt Chamberlain, who was in his 1962 50 points and 25 rebounds per game form. One of the noteworthy players to come off the bench was Jim McMillan. Number 8. The 2012 to 2013 Miami Heat.
So you got LeBron where he at right now. You say way back to 06. Bosh can stay where he at. Ray Allen will have to go back to like 05, 06. Rashard Lewis, you could take him back to like 2007, 2007 to 2009. Rashard Lewis, yeah, for sure.
The starting 5 would be Mario Chalmers, Dwayne Wade, Ray Allen, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh. You gotta remember, this team won 27 straight regular season games, but guys like Bosh and Wade had already taken a significant step back. The only guy that was actually in his prime was LeBron James. But now you're getting a Ray Allen who was capable of averaging 25 points per game and who was even an above the rim player. Without question, Ray Allen being in his peak form is the greatest upgrade for this squad. Some of the noteworthy players to come off the bench would be a peak Rashard Lewis, who was a great scorer and an all-time great three-point shooter, Shane Battier, who was a fantastic defensive player, and Mike Miller, who was a solid three-point shooter.
Yeah, they going crazy.
Number 7. The 2012 to 2013 San Antonio Spurs. You would have Tony Parker in his finals MVP form, and then you would have a peak Tracy McGrady.
Oh shit, I forgot Tracy was on this team. Bro. Oh shit. Yo, Tracy McGrady, Tim Duncan. Oh, they going crazy. The Miami Heat getting washed. I'm telling y'all right now, the Miami Heat getting washed. Y'all think that 2014 finals was bad? Imagine what the 2013 finals would be with a prime. Everybody in their prime. Oh my God, Miami Heat getting washed, bro. 4-0, bro. Sweep. Tracy McGrady is locking down LeBron, and he is outscoring LeBron,
who would be just as good as he was in Orlando in the early 2000s. Then you have Kawhi Leonard, who would be in his 2019 Toronto Raptors form.
Nah, we can't do that. If it was before they prime, the Kawhi got to stay where he at.
Boris Diaw at the power forward and Tim Duncan at the 5. Some of the more noteworthy players to come off the bench would be Manu Ginobili, Danny Green, and a 20 points per game score in Steven Jackson. Number 6, the 1985 to 1986 Philadelphia 76ers. One of the best playmakers and pickpockets of the era was Maurice Cheeks, and alongside of him would be a fantastic scorer in Andrew Toney. That small forward would be Julius Erving. The power forward would be an MVP form Charles Barkley.
Can't do that. Gotta leave him as a rookie. Gotta leave Charles Barkley as a rookie. That should be the rules. If it was before they prime, they can't enter their prime.
And the starting center is one of the most underrated players of all time, the 30 points and 15 rebounds per game Moses Malone. Coming off the bench would be one of the greatest scorers in NBA history, who averaged as high as 34 points per game in the 1970s, and his name is Bob McAdoo, who was also an MVP winner.
Yeah, he gave
Another
them problems.
bench player would be the Secretary of Defense Bobby Jones, who was simply one of the greatest defensive players of all time. Number 5, the 1984 to 1985 Los Angeles Lakers.
Why this in black and white like they ain't in the 80s though?
Now picture the Showtime Lakers in all of their glory. But instead of just Kareem Abdul-Jabbar being in his usual Showtime form, he is even better, as he is as good as he was on the Milwaukee Bucks in the early 1970s. The starting five would be Magic Johnson, Byron Scott, James Worthy, Bob McAdoo in his 34 points per game form, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, it'll be a battle between them and the Celtics, bro. The Celtics and them would be a battle. Like the Detroit Pistons wouldn't even stand a chance at this point. So that we Xing out the Detroit Pistons and the Chicago Bulls. It would literally just be the Celtics and the Lakers every fucking finals throughout the 80s, bro. Nobody gets a shot. Nobody gets a chance, bro. Overpowered as fuck.
Coming off the bench would be an NBA Hall of Famer, Jamal Wilkes, and one of the greatest role players and 3-and-D players of all time, Michael Cooper. Number 4. The 2010 to 2011 Boston Celtics.
I forgot about this.
Obviously, they would have all the great attributes that they had of the team that won the championship in 2008. But Paul Pierce is better because now he's in his early 2000s prime form.
Yeah.
Kevin Garnett is in his Minnesota Timberwolves
MVP.
2004 MVP form.
MVP.
Ray Allen is much better as he's in his 25 points per game form.
Most definitely.
And even Rajon Rondo is now in his 2012 form.
Nope. Rajon Rondo is still in his second year. Nope. Can't do that.
Instead of 2008. This team instantly becomes so much better. And oh yeah, starting at the center is now the most dominant player in modern history, Shaquille O'Neal.
And I think Jermaine O'Neal was on this team too. So now you got somebody coming off the bench. Yo, that Miami Heat team don't stand a chance, bro. That Miami Heat team might be still getting packed up, bro. They got a dominant they ain't got nobody for Shaq. They didn't have nobody for Shaq because they didn't believe in rim protectors. They best center was Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Hell no. So off rip, LeBron also off rip. The Celtics is whooping the Miami Heat ass.
Coming off the bench would be one of the guys who was one of the best bigs in the Eastern Conference for a short period of time.
And then who's guarding Jermaine O'Neal off the bench? Who? Chris Bosh? All right. Let's see how he do that and deal with both the O'Neal duo, no relation. Let's see how he handled Jermaine O'Neal and Shaquille O'Neal.
And that's Jermaine O'Neal. Number 3, the 2003 to 2004 Los Angeles Lakers.
I feel like this should be number 1 because this is overpowered as fuck.
This is a team that went all the way to the NBA Finals in 2004, but consider the fact that none of these guys were in their prime. Gary Payton was in the twilight of his career, and was nowhere close to his 1996 form where he was the Defensive Player of the Year. Kobe Bryant wasn't himself as he was dealing with the Colorado trials. Then there's Rick Fox as small forward. Starting at power forward would be Karl Malone, but this time in his peak form from the 1990s, and Shaquille O'Neal, who would be in his peak shape from the 99 to 2000 season. Some of the noteworthy players to come off the bench would be Derek Fisher and a prime Horace Grant, who would be just as good as he was in the early 90s with the Chicago Bulls.
Most definitely.
Number 2, the 2018 to 2019
I forgot about this team. My bad. I forgot about this team. Oh, this picture right here. This picture right here screams fuck everything. The league is fucked. That's what this picture screams. Think about it. Prime DeMarcus Cousins. Klay Thompson still. Well, you could leave Klay Thompson where he at. Just take away the leg. Just take away the ACL injury and the Achilles injury. Give us 2016. Give us 2016. Steph Curry and give us 2016 Draymond, and you could leave KD where he at. And we'll just say his Achilles doesn't pop. It's over for the league, bro. This is they probably going like a 5-year run, bro. That's not fair. It just wouldn't be fair. DeMarcus Cousins, do you know how good prime DeMarcus Cousins was? Yo, prime DeMarcus Cousins is giving teams, yo, with this tandem right here, with these three niggas right here, DeMarcus Cousins is eating solid 18 to 20 points in the paint, bruh, alone, bruh. Just because of these three niggas, bruh. These three niggas right here, bruh. The only problem be Draymond. The only problem I have with it is like Draymond because he can't shoot. So spacing might kind of fuck up Draymond, DeMarcus Cousins scoring. But DeMarcus Cousins is like an all-around center though, so he can like pass the ball too. So like imagine Draymond set some screens to get to decoy for Steph. Yo, all of a sudden now, DeMarcus Cousins eating that paint all he want.
Golden State Warriors. The starting lineup would be Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, and DeMarcus Cousins. Essentially, you have the 2017 Golden State Warriors, but instead of Zaza Pachulia in the 5 spot, you have a prime DeMarcus Cousins, who was a great scorer, a solid rebounder, and one of the best passing bigs at his peak. A couple noteworthy players to come off the bench would be Andre Iguodala, and this was a much better Iggy, as he would be in his extremely athletic Philadelphia 76ers form.
Yep.
And the other noteworthy bench player is a prime Andrew Bogut.
Andrew Bogut was never in his prime, bro. Name 1 year Andrew Bogut finished the season healthy. Don't worry, I'll wait. And I'm a Bucks fan, so I know this. Tell me one season where this nigga finished healthy, bro. Exactly. He never did. Fuck out of here. Nigga never entered his prime, bro.
Number 1, the 96-97 Chicago Bulls. Now picture all of the glory of the 95-96 Bulls, who won an NBA record at the time 72 games, on their way to the NBA championship. To this day, that's the most regular season games won by a team that won the championship. But what's crazy is that none of those players were in their prime. Think about it. Even Michael Jordan was much better in his first three-peat, both athletically and statistically. Scottie Pippen had his career year 2 years prior. Dennis Rodman was much younger, much more athletic, and had better rebounding numbers in the early 90s.
Yep.
And even Ron Harper, who would be the starting point guard, wasn't in the same form that he once was with the Clippers and the Cleveland Cavaliers, where he was an athletic player who was a 20 points per game scorer. But instead of Luke Longley, starting at the 5 would be Robert Parrish,
oh, I forgot he was
an
on this
all-time
team.
great big, a solid defensive player, and a 20 points per game scorer. Then coming off the bench, you'd have Tony Kukoc and Steve Kerr. This team would have everything. They'd have the scoring, they'd have the defense, both on the interior and on the perimeter. They had rebounding, they had chemistry, and not only did they have the greatest player of all time, but likely the greatest coach of all time as well. And that's why this incredibly upgraded version of the 90s Bulls is my choice as the greatest team of all time in this ridiculously hypothetical scenario.
In this ridiculous hypothetical scenario. All right, so let's see here. Let me break it down. Let me break it down. Okay, so you got Jordan in his prime, 90. I say 93 Jordan. Give me 93 Jordan, 92 or 93 Jordan. Give me 94 Pippen. Give me 1989 to 1992 Dennis Rodman. Got to give me Cavaliers Ron Harper. Tony Kukoc is good where he at. Steve Kerr is good where he at because this was pretty much his prime right here. Okay, now let's compare them to some of the other teams real quick. Let's rewind here. Let's rewind it back real quick. So, hold on. Who else again? Who else? Oh, Robert Parrish. I forgot Robert Parrish. Okay, so let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we got 7 players here. Let's go back real quick to This team right here. So let's see here. Unanimous MVP Steph Curry. You could leave Klay Thompson where he at. We'll just take away the injuries. Kevin Durant, you could leave him where he at. You can just take away the injuries. Draymond Green, take him back to 2016. DeMarcus Cousins, pretty much before the Achilles. You got a prime Philadelphia Iguodala off the bench. I'm trying to think who else was on that team. I'm trying to think who else was on this fucking team. Okay, so that's 6 players. So 7 versus they 6. Okay. And let's go back to this team right here. Let's go back to this team right here. Who else was Horace Grant, Derek Fisher. So you would have 6 for this team as well. Let's go back to the old Celtics. Ooh, shit. Ooh, shit. So you have the starting 5 plus Jermaine O'Neal off the bench. I don't know. That's looking kind of tough for that Chicago Bulls team. That's all I'm saying. It's looking a little tough for that Chicago Bulls team to be at number 1 over a couple of these teams, because I don't think that Chicago Bulls team is going to be fucking with a lot of these teams. Especially, we're talking about everybody's in their prime. Yeah, this going to hit a little different, bruh. So let's see here. 85, everybody in their prime. Bob McAdoo, Kareem. Let's see here. Michael Cooper and a couple other guys off the bench. Yeah. That 85 Laker team looking a little tough. That Philly team, they getting washed. But the San Antonio Spurs team, they might be a problem. They would be my dark horse for real. The Miami Heat team, they ain't got no rim. They ain't got no good. Once Bosh goes off the floor, they don't got no rim protection. Once Bosh goes to the bench, they ain't got no rim protection, so you can run it up. So the Heat is kind of like the Heat is definitely not doing anything. The 2018 Cavaliers, okay. Like I said, everybody in their prime. MVP Derrick Rose, NBA champion Dwayne Wade, Miami Heat LeBron, Minnesota Timberwolves Kevin Love. Once again, they ain't got no rim protection though. They got good defense, but they ain't got no rim protection, so they getting their ass handed to them. Now that 2022 Laker team though, that might be a little that 2022 Laker team low key might kill everything, bro. That 2022 Laker team might actually kill everything, bro, for real. But anywho, that's just gonna about do it for this one, man. I will see you all in the next video. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. I'll get back to you. Till then, peace out.